everybody, welcome back to Authenticity Speaks. I am your host, Trista Ekman. I'm really excited for this episode today. When I originally created the idea of wanting to do a podcast and thinking about it, I knew I wanted to lean it more towards like how to be your most authentic self. But the other part of me wanted to like just have an outlet to share about me, share about things that I love and things that are helping me through life and helping my mental health personally. And one of those things that I decided that I wanted to do was once a month, an episode that kind of gives you a little bit more info about me, but also maybe helps you in some way as well. This month, I decided to do my March favorites to help everybody get inspired to reflect on their month and also think about things that have helped you or made you happy. I also hate to say it, but sometimes capitalism does win. Sometimes. Okay, I buy a product that is life-altering and I can't help but want to share it with everyone so they know how great it is and life-changing it is as well. So, yeah, I mean, again, capitalism, I wish it didn't win, but sometimes it does. And I'm not only going to share some things that are free, but I'm also going to share things that I paid money for that I personally have enjoyed and experienced a great benefit from having in my life. And I wouldn't share these if I didn't love them. I also posted a recent TikTok where I kind of explained some of my unflattering favorites, but I also have a ton of favorites that are flattering, quote unquote, and that I think everybody else will enjoy as much as I do. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. My first favorite, I love, my aunt gave this to me. It's a book called A Year of Positive Thinking, and it has weekly, or not even weekly, daily positive quotes and thoughts. And I pair this with a journal, and then I journal every single day. And if I don't even have something to journal about, I'll just pull up this book and open it up to the quote and just kind of reflect on what the quote says and how it affects my personal life. And what I have been loving about this is, honestly, the quotes relate directly to what's been going on in my life most of the time. And if it doesn't, like, I can kind of rethink back on some times that I felt the way that I felt and how I was able to get through it. It's been a really good daily reminder to just think inward, which is helpful, as a therapist, but honestly, as a person, if I don't, sort out my own feelings and understand myself in a more, toned in approach, then I won't be able to help others. And so this book and journaling is one of my first favorites because I have been loving journaling and I've been doing it every day, mostly every day. There are some days I've gone to sleep and I was like, crap, I forgot. But I am loving journaling right now. My second favorite was a summer and spring bucket list with the girlies. Just finding something fun to do, making it something you do with your girl friends, right? Like, you can have a lot of fun activities to do together, and so that your spring and your summer, you have something to look forward to. Statistics show if you write things down, it becomes more of a reality and it sets in your mind a little bit better. So I just got these cute little boards, or honestly, it's not even a board, it's a scrapbook sheet with just these different decorations and going over like a bucket list or checklist of what you want to do during the summer. I think that's a fun activity that you can do with your friends and do things together and start making, checkpoints on those dream bucket list items that you can even start this summer or today or this spring, like writing it down, having a visual, and doing something with your friends to help you kind of explore different activities together. So I love the idea of a summer, spring bucket list. The next favorite I have is called, and I'm going to post this in the bio or the description section, but I love this sheet from Robertson and McCroy's Assessing Your Life Balance. It's a wheel of balance, basically. Now listen, I think New Year's resolutions as a therapist are not a great time for resolutions. Everyone is depressed. Everyone's beating themselves up for not having the energy to do their goals. Everybody's sad that the holidays are over. It's just not the best time to be like, dang, I'm going to meet these goals, right? So I think doing it during the spring and summertime, so like March specifically, would be like the most ideal because you're able to kind of plan what you want the year to look like. And so by the time you get to the end of the year, you have those holidays to kind of like pull you through. Assessing where your life is and what you should do moving forward to help you find balance is something I really enjoy. So this wheel basically, and I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on this next week, but this wheel basically breaks down spiritual, social, emotional, intellectual, financial, and physical balance. And if you assess that every year and you're kind of looking at, okay, where am I out of balance on this wheel? You're able to kind of determine where you need to start putting or focusing some of your energy on. And that way you can create goals around it. For example, the spiritual one says, let's find one. I have a sense of meaning and a purpose in life. If you feel like you don't have that, maybe we look a little bit further into having a sense of meaning and purpose in your life, right? We create goals so that you feel like you have a sense of meaning and purpose in your life. Again, I love the spiritual aspect. I love the physical aspect, the financial. There are really things on here that I don't think about personally and things that I know I struggle with, but my struggle is different year to year. So if I assess my life balance, then I can really take hold of my goals and determine how I want to spend my year. So again, I'm going to leave a link to what I'm talking about, and I'm going to go more in depth on a different episode using this sheet. I don't take any credit for this, but finding this and using this as a therapist has been really amazing for me. So I definitely recommend that. My next favorite is my crock pot. Guys, it's not until you reach like your 20s where you're like, damn, a good crock pot meal, it's easy home cooked meals. I can work on my own things. Speaking of goals, I can work towards my goals, and I have a million recipes on the internet that I can look up. And it's hard. For me personally, it's hard to cook for one person. So this is a good way to meal prep for myself, but also, to have a good meal that I know will last me or I can freeze or whatever. My crock pot has been my saving grace. I've been doing cream cheese chicken, and then I put that like over a potato, so that gives me some really good protein. I've been loving my crock pot, and honestly, I need to give it more credit because I have been neglecting it, and obviously that's a bad thing. After that, my walking pad. Okay, I'm in Utah. Spring in Utah is literally bipolar. I can walk outside one day, or not even one day, 1 minute, and tell myself, oh, it's so warm out here. Walk inside, walk back outside. It's a snowing blizzard. I'm tired of it. I hate it. So I can always walk on my walking pad, even if it's not nice outside. I mean, go all of you guys that can walk outside and not be like dying of the cold. But I would prefer to stay inside in the comfy, in the cozy. Hope, I think is her name on TikTok, created the cozy cardio, and I love that. Being able to just like turn on a TV show, something that you're really interested in, is great. This is a technique that I have taught my clients a lot as well, is having a TV show to motivate you to do your things. So for me, having a walking pad is something that I enjoy because I can turn on the TV and then I have a show that I need to watch and the only time I can watch that show is when I'm on my walking pad. And so I'm motivated to walk on my walking pad because I know I'll have that show to watch. Does that make sense? So cozy cardio is a great thing, and having my walking pad is just an extra layer and helps me reach my fitness goals, but as well helps me to walk even if the weather is bipolar. So even though it was a little bit of a pricier purchase, it was something that was worth it in the end. On top of that, I love my standing desk that I got with it, so I can walk on the walking pad while having my standing desk. And I have an attached cup holder, so I can put like my cup in there and I can walk and do work and, walk, walk and do work. And sometimes I can have the TV on the background and I can do all three. It's great. It's amazing. A walking pad is a plus. Having the standing desk is a plus, but yeah, I will never take for granted my walking pad. Every time I say take for granted, I think of that Rick and Morty episode where he's like, take it for granted. And so I go to say granted, and then I end up saying, and then I'm like, oh, just don't say granted, Trista. Anyway, the next favorite that I have is my typology products. My skin goes through a lot, and I mean, I'm going to give her a little bit of a shout out later. My lovely friend and esthetician, but she gives me facials. She helps me. However, I'm always worried about my skin. I will always be worried about my skin. I'm a burner. I burn. I do not tan. I've had 2nd, 3rd degree burns on my face before because of the sun. Me and the sun do not get along. So the fact that it's summertime, or not summertime, it's winter time and it's coming up on spring and summer, my face is kind of just going through a lot. It doesn't know whether it's dry. It doesn't know whether there's moisture outside. So it's just trying to figure itself out. But the typology products, I like it because they are skincare. They're not technically makeup, and it just makes me feel a lot better about my face. So the products that I've been using specifically are the skin serum. I hate the shade range, but I'm a very pale person, and so a lot of like light things don't even match my skin tone, which is fine. I've been spreading it out pretty well, but I also hate that it doesn't have a darker range either for my darker skinned gals, which really, really bothers me, like to no end. Anyway, I still like their products. I still make them work. I love the skin serum. I love the concealer. The shade range sucks, but I can kind of look past it because it's working for my skin and I'm trying to help my skin. I just wish it had a better shade range. That's all I'm going to say. The lip oil is really nice as well. I want more products from Typology, but the money is a lot. So I will stick to my skin serum, my concealer, and the lip oil. Those work just fine for me, and I can use other products to make up for other things. So I love the Typology products. But speaking of beauty products that I love, Rare Beauty. Oh, guys. I'm a Rare Beauty stan. I love Selena Gomez. I also love Rare Beauty. I have Rare Beauty everything. If you guys check out my TikTok videos where I'm doing makeup tutorials, I use mostly Rare Beauty products because they work really well for me. But the one thing I want to shout out for March specifically is the peach lotion that Rare Beauty came out with. I'm obsessed with that lotion. It smells so good. It feels so good on my skin. But I'm mad about the price. It's so freaking pricey. And Utah winter, I go through that stuff like crazy. So I'm like, ugh, I love this product, but I hate the price. But I understand the price because it's so damn good. Anyway, moral of the story. If you want to splurge a little bit on some Rare Beauty peach lotion, I know the Sephora sale is happening in a few days. So maybe take advantage and stock up because I know I'm going to do that. I need this lotion in my life. But I will recommend the fact that I do like a cheaper lotion. It's the Hemp's Sweet Pineapple and Honey Melon lotion. I really enjoy that one. The smell, I like the smell. Sometimes it's a little too sweet, but like I can get past it. Again, it's a good product, so I will use it. I don't love the other smells. Maybe that's why I stick to this Sweet Pineapple and Honey Melon one. But, if you need the cheaper price tag, I'm loving that one. But if you want to splurge a little bit with a really good product, the Rare Beauty Peach Lotion has been smelling so good, and it's one of my faves. I'm a drink girl at heart. I love my drinky drinks. And ginger ale, specifically Canada Dry. I'm a ginger ale-aholic to the point where this is a talking point when I'm dating. Because I love ginger ale. when my stomach is feeling gross, because, I do take Mounjaro for my PCOS. And so a lot of times it can make my stomach really sick. So not only a digestive enzyme, but ginger ale. I love ginger ale. I also don't feel as guilty drinking ginger ale as regular fountain drinks because it's helping me. It's good for me to help my stomach. So I don't feel guilty. Anyway, ginger ale has been one of my favorites for the last 8 months, but really specifically, I have taken a really hard look at that and being like, dang, this is really helping me. So I love good ginger ale. The next drink I'm going to shout out, which is my favorite. Celsius, please sponsor me. But the green tea peach mango Celsius. Oh my gosh. Not only do I love it because it's not carbonated, but it is my love. It is my everything. It doesn't make me feel crappy. I also want to point this out. I hate coffee. And don't give me how it's those Utah girls. It's not because I live in Utah. It's not. I've tried coffee before. I don't like it. I don't. I try. When I see all those cute girls posting their little cute coffees in the morning, I'm like, damn, I wish that could be me. But that is not me. I hate coffee. I've tried to like it so hard. The sugary ass shit, the not sugary ass shit, and I just don't like it. I just don't. So I will stick to my Celsius green tea, and that's good. Now, Celsius, I want you to sponsor me, and I'm demanding that you sell this stuff in bulk because the fact that I have to buy it one by one pisses me off. Give me more. Thank you. Off my soapbox. Moving right along, I said I was going to give these people a shout out, but having your brows done and a lash lift and tint, oh my gosh. Talk about skincare. Having facials, oh my gosh. So it makes you feel effortless, beautiful, amazing. It's easy. I don't need to do too much to my brows and my lashes. I just kind of put the base layer of my makeup on and call it a day. I don't have to do too much. So having my brows done in a lash lift and tint changes my life. Arrow Edge, I'm shouting them out specifically. And then specifically in there, Taryn, who is a really good friend of mine, as well as my esthetician, as well as Emily, who does my lashes. They are both the sweetest girls ever. And so, check them out. They do amazing work. Anyway, a brow lash or a brow lamination. I've been getting a wax lately and I like that just fine. And then a lash lift and tint. So good. It makes springtime, summertime so easy because you don't have to wear so much makeup. 10 out of 10. The next person I'm going to shout out is Brianna. She does my tattoos. I'm going to have to link her Instagram on here. I think it's Brie Marie Tattoos or something like that. Anyway, I just got a few tattoos from her. Such a good job. So nice. So incredible. She really took time to do that. Listen to what I wanted. Love her stuff. So I'm giving her a shout out as well. All right. My next favorite are books. Okay. I have been rereading the Fourth Wing series. I really loved Fourth Wing. I had already previously read it. However, I got halfway into Iron Flame and then I realized that I wouldn't have been able to read Onyx Storm for 6 months. And I was like, oh, girl, I'm not waiting. So I decided to take a break, was reading other books. And now that Onyx Storm is out, I'm like, okay, let me read Fourth Wing again. Honestly, I like it better the second time. I also am liking, what's the other one? I can't think. The second one. I like that one a lot as well. I'm liking that one the second time. I'm reading it a lot better as well. And maybe it's because I know what happens and I'm not jumping through the pages as fast as I can. Oh, Iron Flame. There we go. I'm not jumping through the pages as fast as I can. I am just okay, I know what to expect. And so I'm really taking my time in reading it instead of rush reading it. And I've been liking it a lot better. So, Fourth Wing, I've been loving just a good fantasy series. I'm a Harry Potter girl at heart, and so fantasy is my ish. Moving right past that, the, constructive book I've been reading so my brain doesn't rot, The Untethered Soul. I love that book. I love that book. Talk about feeling grounded. The Untethered Soul is such a good book, and I would recommend it to anybody who's feeling kind of lost with themselves and needing to look a little bit inward. So I've been reading Fourth Wing and The Untethered Soul. Those two books are my favorite. Now, movies that I've been loving, I haven't seen anything new because, again, I've been reading. I've been studying for this last exam. So I need to find something that is familiar and that I don't need to try and understand. The first movie, Avatar. So I watched Avatar when I was going to Disney World in February. And I love Avatar. I'm sickly in love with Avatar. It is such a good movie. And, people are like, it's so long. It's not original. You know what? Screw it. I love the series. It's so good. 10 out of 10. I know there are people in my life who haven't even watched it yet, but I'm like, this is so good. Anyway, Avatar is one of those just like I can throw it on because I know what happens, but then I get sucked in and it's like the child standing in front of the TV when they're like, I'll watch TV while I clean. You're not actually cleaning. You're just holding the object and watching it. You all know what y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Avatar is just so good. The next movie I'm loving is Wicked. I mean, it came out a long time ago, but I'm over here singing the songs, dancing, loving it. I still love it. I can still watch it over and over and over again and not get sick of it. Wicked is just, for the girls. It's so good. A little bit of a different tune than Wicked. Hell House LLC is one of my favorite horror films. And in the month of March, I rewatched Hell House LLC. And I know that they're coming out with a new version. I think it's a theatrical release sometime in October. But I am a sucker for a found footage movie. And so when it's a found footage scary movie, I'm in. I'm head first. For some reason, those things get me. And maybe it's because it just feels more real or I don't know. I just like a good found footage film. And if you like a scary movie that's a little bit different, that series is different. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're second and third one are kind of trash. But the fourth one had me shaking in my boots. So, Hell House LLC, that one's good. The last movies that I've been watching that I can watch over and over and over again without getting tired are just the Hunger Games series. Honestly, with everything going on in the world, it's pretty relatable. But I just like the Hunger Games series in general. I, hot take, hated the book series. And I know that that one book in the series just came out or whatever. But I kind of hate the book series. I don't know. I think it's just very angsty. It's just very kiddish to me reading it. And so I only read the first book. And I know I miss a lot. Usually I'm a book person. So the fact that I don't want to read it and watch the movie. Anyway, I love the movies. Love them. We'll watch them over and over again. Love those movies. And then the older movie that I've been loving lately is The Mummy, the original one with Brendan Fraser. Such a good one. I can put that on and go to sleep because I know what happens. Love that show. All right, TV shows that I've been loving, my favorites. I've been rewatching Jersey Shore, but I'm on Jersey Shore Family Reunion, so I've been loving watching that. It's just funny to go back in time and watch all that, especially before COVID. Love that stuff. Anyway, the second one that I've been loving is Severance. We just all finished it. That ending was a little crazy. I'm not giving any spoilers, but I love Severance. That show is so good. So, everybody watch Severance. Okay, we're coming up on the end here. TikTok. I have been loving a couple different people on TikTok lately. Cost and Mayer. I think I say that right. Cost and Mayer. I love their little dancing videos. They're so cute. They're so cute. So they've just been bringing me a lot of joy. So shout out to them. Good Trouble. If you know, you know. Just, it kind of brings you a little bit of craziness, but also yeah, I'm not stupid. Again, if you know, you know. And then YouTube, I've been watching Tara Michelle for years, but I've been loving watching her YouTube videos again, just like obsessed, and cannot wait until the next one comes out. Anyway, I love Tara Michelle. I think she does a really good job at like showing her life and also being real and not fake. So shout out to her. She's also a Disney lover, and I just recently was telling my sister, I think I'm a Disney adult. I think I am, but not to the extent of like I'm always like wearing their stuff and my house is decorated Disney, but I love Disney. I love it. I love going to Disneyland and Disney World. And I'm like, dang. I don't know why I didn't want to subscribe to being a Disney adult, but here I am doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still want to travel. I still want to see all these places. So Disney isn't my number one priority. But if I can go to Disneyland, I'll go to Disneyland. Sue me. Anyway, well, I think that's all for my favorites of March. Again, I just wanted to kind of let you guys get to know me a little bit more, have you guys understand some of my favorite things. So yeah, follow me personally on It's Tris0 on TikTok if you kind of want to see what's going on in my life. I also post a little bit about the podcast on there. It's hard to balance everything by yourself, and I'm still trying to figure that out. So you can follow me on there if you want to see what I'm up to. Authenticity Speaks Pod is the podcast Instagram that you can follow. I'm trying to play around with different things that I want to post on there, since this is obviously not a visual podcast, only an audio one. So Authenticity Speaks Pod is on Instagram. You can also follow my personal Instagram which is It's Tris0. If you find my other personal account, that's like my personal account, and I'm not really letting people, unless I know them or trust them, into that account. But It's Tris0, you're welcome to follow me on. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube, as well as my sister and I's podcast, Tea and Ketchup, is up. That one's going over pop culture and political news. Go listen to it. It's super fun, super great to play around with my sister and talk about the news and digest some of the things going on and teach each other. It's really great. I love doing it weekly. And, you know, even though this editing process has been a journey and me trying to understand it, again, I may not be perfect at it, but it has been fun trying to learn all of these things and to kind of share my life in a different way. So if you want to see more, let me know exactly what you want to see more of. I also will take recommendations if you guys want me to talk about a specific topic related to mental health or ways to help you get through something from a therapist perspective. And then also, finally, anything that you want us to talk about, my sister and I, to talk about on our podcast as well, we would be happy to talk about that. But, and I guess if you guys want to know anything else about me, you can also, ask me anything, and I will see what I'm going to do for my other getting to know you / personal / everything else about me on this podcast episode. Again, I'm hoping to only be doing these once a month. I also have been toying around with the idea of doing some sort of interview with different health professionals that I know do a great job at teaching different things. Because I'm not an expert on everything therapy, there are different areas that I'm an expert in. But I mean, I talk about overall general therapy stuff, but if you want somebody specifically for like trauma or for couples therapy or something that you guys want to hear, I can find somebody and interview them that I know personally who are great therapists, who I know are great at that area. Anyway, I'm done rambling, but thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.